I feel like the Tigers need another left-handed reliever. Like in the bullpen, in terms of lefties, I'm really drawing a blank right now.
You
Well,
got Tyler Alexander as your long man, right?
Okay.
right. So they signed. So as far as how they've addressed that a little bit in the offseason with a couple of minor league signings with
Gunter?
Hunter. Yeah, there's Hunter. There's a lefty pitcher they signed too, a starter. I was trying to think of the starter.
It was like Chase Shreve.
Chase and Shreve.
Chase, yeah.
Yeah.
Higginbotham in the Joe Jimenez trade.
Matthew Boyd's not guaranteed a spot in the rotation. He could be in the bullpen. He pitched out of the bullpen before last year for Seattle. To me, just get a good pitcher. I mean, identify somebody who thinks is a good pitcher. Righty, lefty, don't care. You know, I'm not a big matchup guy. I just want somebody who can pitch. So if they sign Michael Fulmer, that's fine with me too.
Spencer Turnbull, having him come out of the bullpen. So I wanted to throw that out to you in the chat too as well. Do you think Spencer Turnbull will be a guy that would come out of the bullpen? Because he does have an explosive fastball. It would allow him to have some longevity a little bit based off coming up from surgery and air it out a little bit. But I know he's one of those guys who wants to be a starter, but I'm just curious what you guys think.
I see no problem with it if he, they use him as like a 2-3 inning guy and build him up slow. Maybe he turns into something really good out of the bullpen. But if it's for longer outings and they're just kind of building up his arm strength like Earl Weaver used to do with rookies, that'd be fine.
Like an opener in a way, I guess, kind of how I guess Tampa kind of started that. But I think he's going to probably need to find a way to work his arm strength back up. So coming out of the bullpen and being a long reliever is probably a better option than having him be a starter.
And one of the interesting things is scouts were projecting Turnbull to the bullpen basically since he was drafted. He kind of became a different pitcher throughout pro ball. And he was always a guy, he was on like prospect lists, but he was never considered really a top prospect. But he kept finding success, kept avoiding home runs and we eventually found out he's got some serious like seam shifted weight stuff going on. His changeup, his fastball, his slider, they're all funky. I could definitely see him turning into a hard throwing back of the bullpen reliever. Like it's very possible. He had a mid-90s fastball, would touch higher. His slider at times looked really, really good. So I could see it. And the Tigers do have some interesting other starters that they could go with. Like we talked about, Joey Wentz at the end of last year looked like a legit big league starter, almost like a mid-rotation starter, right? So you got Manning, you got Boyd, you got Erod, you got the guy who I always want to call Tucker Barnhart, Lorenzen. And
Brisky.
Then, Brisky's there. Faedo should be back. They're going to have a lot of bodies, so it may end up being that if Turnbull struggles maybe in spring training, that they give him a shot out of the bullpen, at least to begin the year.